All right, girls, today we are going to be working on the hip thrust. We're going to do a couple variations. We're going to do a body weight hip thrust. We're going to do a single leg hip thrust. We're going to do a dumbbell hip thrust, and we're also going to do a barbell hip thrust. These may be broken up by the time you see these, but I just wanted to cover all bases. When you're doing hip thrust, you may want to have a booty band to pre-activate the glutes ahead of time, and definitely a bar pad no matter what you're doing. Or you can use mats, which is what I see a lot of the young girls do. I think that is so cute. I love that for them. Not a fan. I'd rather have this. It's mine. It's purple. I can take it with me. I don't have to worry about whether the gym has clean mats or not. All right, so first things first. Talk about glute anatomy. Your glute medius, the muscles run horizontal. Your glute medius and minimus are inside. The minimus is deep tissued, right? And then the minimus is also right here on the top. And these muscles run kind of more like this. That's why it's good to hip hinge like this. I should have a picture beside this showing the muscle categories so you can understand how this movement hits all of those bad boys. So before we get started, again, I'm not gonna take too much time here because some of you are getting ready to do your workout, so you can just speed through this. Get a band if you can and do some seated hip abductions. Put the band as far away from your glutes as possible, possibly around your knee. If you're just starting, you can pull it closer up and just simply drive your knees outward. Oh, sorry, my legs are so sore already. My glutes are on fire from my first terrible leg day. Get about 15 to 20 of these in, and I want you to hold when you go out to the sides. Your feet, people ask about what do I do with my feet? Well, put your feet someplace where they feel comfortable and they can actually spread. If you start right here, there's only so far that your legs can go. Whereas if you open them bad boys up, you see you're able to spread a little bit farther. And when you hold, you can feel it right here. Not even necessarily on the glute as much, but on that under booty where a lot of us are working to get rid of our second and third booty. Yes, I have a second booty, but only on one side. So sit upright, and really focus on using this muscle to do the opening. Okay, so warm up with those. Next, we're gonna get into the setup and the position for the hip thrust. So you've got these things called shoulder blades. I want you to get on the bench and slide down and stop where you can feel them stopping. If you've got some extra loving around your body on your back and you can't really feel those yet, I want you to intuitively think of where your shoulder blade stops and stop there. Your shoulder blade should kind of like get stuck on the way down, like they won't just let you slide. That's the happy spot. You will learn this with time, so if you don't get it the first time, don't panic. Next, foot placement. If you go too far out like this, you're going to feel, ooh, that actually feels so good. You want to find a sweet spot where you can hit that 90-degree angle and come up like this. But I can see right here, my legs are kind of less 90 and more like 110. So we're gonna bring it back to right here. This is a healthy 90-degree drop for me, where my booty can come down all the way, and then I can bring it all the way up like this. Notice my chin stays tucked the whole time, not like this. You'll see some older videos of me like this, because I was lazy and I just wanted to go through the motions like some of you. Next, I want you to, if you're really trying to build your glutes, open your legs and turn your feet slightly outward like this, because that's what's going to activate that side booty. So now we're going to lower the glutes, come up, squeeze, brace your core. Inhale on the way down, come up, squeeze at the top, brace your core. Chin stays tucked. I want you to think of only moving your hips too. Instead of every time coming all the way down like this. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but when you start to get more weight, it's gonna be a problem. So just focus on dropping your hips. When you have a barbell, it will be harder to do this, but if you can master just focusing on just thrusting your hips, that would be phenomenal, versus coming all the way down, because that's where you get tempted to do that. Okay, I think we've got the body weight down. Now, obviously you can do this with a band. The goal is to keep your legs spread the entire time when you have the band. That's hard. I'll do one or two of these, and then I'll show you single leg, and then we'll do dumbbell. Again, when you watch videos, it's easy to be like, oh, she makes it look so easy. It wasn't always easy. It's called practice, and it's called continuing to show up, even though it feels awkward, even though it feels new. So start off with your legs really wide and drop your booty. Notice I'm keeping the band spread the entire time. This is a great warm up if you don't want to do the seated ones. Oh my gosh, that was terrible, mainly because my butt is still sore, okay? So now we're gonna do single leg hip thrust. Get in a position, test it, see where your legs look when they drop, see where they look when they come up. 90 degrees, dope. Pick a leg. I'm gonna pick the left leg. Pick a leg to be straight. If it's like this for now, that's fine. Goal is to get it straight in the air. Make sure your shoulder blades are holding the bench, gripping it, and again, drop just the booty and come up. Exhale at the top. Oh, my booty is shaking. Ooh, and this leg hurts. Woo-hoo. Nobody said it would be easy. Now the trick with these is that you want to make sure that this glute is actually firing. So you may want to touch it while you're doing it and make sure that when it gets to the top, it's actually squeezing. Otherwise, your quads are just lowering and coming up. To get help with this, I would recommend getting a plate or something flatter than this, but this is what was around. Something to cue you to push down through your heel. Because in any exercise, when I say push down through your heel, you know that that means I want you to activate your glutes. So I've got my heel up. You could even have it like this on there. Anything that's going to cue special attention to that heel. So, ooh, yes. I think you get the picture. Now with dumbbells, a dumbbell hip thrust. Start with the weight on your hips from down here. Unless it's like 10 pounds and something you can easily put over, I recommend starting with it right here. Put your shoulders on the bench. Ease your feet up to your chest. Lift up, put your back on the bench. And now everything that I've told you put together. Drop, just the booty, and up. Drop, just the booty, push down through the heels, and up and squeeze. Drop, uh-oh, it rolled. Up and squeeze. See, it's not as scary. Drop, and then up and squeeze. Okay, now with one leg. We're gonna switch legs now. Same thing, drop, come up, ooh, up and squeeze. This is the strong leg, and she is done with me. She's like, I hold you guys up every day. You put way more focus on me than you ever do the other one. I'm tired. Exhale at the top. Inhale as you lower. Exhale at the top. Ah! The bench slid. All right, now for the grand finale, the preloaded barbell. Ideally, you would be using the glute drive machine at your gym because it takes way less time to set up. This is 70 pounds. I don't recommend anybody starting with this. You guys want to hear a fun, sad gym story? Oh, hell. The thing unbuttoned. And that's one of the not perks of having a pad. Son of a bitch. And stuff like this can happen. Ooh, real life. We're not editing this shit out. Okay. If you did it with a barbell, the plates would be bigger. So you would start from the bottom, kind of like I did with the first dumbbell. With the dumbbell, you would start with it on you and then stand up. When you have a preloaded barbell, the weights on the sides aren't tall enough for you to do that. But we'll just pretend that they are. And I'm gonna start from down there. But for those of you that are using this, make sure it's something that you can feel comfortable placing on your lap. The fun, embarrassing gym story is that back before I knew how to set up for these, and I was too prideful to ask, and yes, I was a coach then, I did a deadlift to pick up almost 200 pounds, slammed it on my lap, did not put bar clips on the sides of the weights. And when I got right here, it did this, tumble, tumble, and then I was just sitting there very embarrassed. You live, you learn. This is why form check videos are important. Ask questions. So let's say you had a real barbell with weights. The weights will be big enough for you to start right here, get your shoulder blades locked in place, get your feet in place, hold the bar, slowly lower your hips, push down through your heels, Chin tucked. The slower you go, the better. You can hold it at the top longer for more time under tension. You can put some bands on here. You can squeeze. There's so many ways that you can make this exercise harder without adding more weight, for those of you that are afraid of hip thrust. Whew. So, hope this was helpful. Imagine this thing falls and hits me. Ugh.